YouTube? So I, the Reaper Shadow, from my boy Charles, we're about to watch the long-awaited Mortal Kombat reboot. Now, look at us. We're old. It's like, we were kids when the first two movies came out.
Right.
We were playing the games for like, what, almost 30 years now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Long ass fucking time. But like, I've always been a fan of this series. A little bit more than him. Like, he's kind of casual.
Yeah.
I'm deep into the lore.
Fan, yeah.
But long story short, we're about to get into this.
Let's do it.
Alright, so discussion time. What do you think of the movie?
Awesome. 9.5 out of 10. The only reason I say 9.5 out of 10, I hate the black man. Jax got his ass beat so bad. He never got a win in this whole movie.
I mean, in the end, he did beat Hammer Dude Reiko. But
he didn't want that one with Sub-Ero who took off his arms.
I mean,
he didn't want that fade though. He ran from that fade.
Well, it's like they pretty much all agreed we're gonna take it together, and pretty much.
And all of them stood by while the two.
No, they showed up at the end.
After he was dead.
No,
but we were supposed to do this collectively.
No, because remember all the fights are happening at the same time.
They killed their opponents before they killed Sub-Ero.
No, that's just like the editing. Like all the fights are happening at the same time.
Okay, simultaneously. Okay, I get it.
But that's.
Okay.
But now it's like. Okay, so discussion time. Your opinion on Jax?
9.5 out of 10. Only reason I give it a 9.5 out of 10 and give it the other 0.5 is because Jax got his ass whooped on every occasion. But other than that, the movie was great. It's better than the first two. I know that was in the 90s. This is in 2021. But still, they covered the storyline correctly. And I mean, as being a Mortal Kombat fan from the beginning to this point, and the big time gap, they got it right. It's
like, I feel where you're coming from with Jax, but that's always Jax's thing. Like, he takes L after L, but when it comes time to really come clutch, he gets the W.
Okay.
Now, of course, he always had to take that L and lose the arms. And it's like, depending on which game it is, or which movie, whatever, whoever does it changes, but no matter what, he always loses the arms.
Right.
I mean, like, he didn't lose the arms in the second Mortal Kombat movie. They just gave him, like, disseminated things over it.
Over his original arms, yeah.
But, like, in most things, he loses the arms completely.
And on another note, Liu Kang, for you to be the premier savior of Earth, you know what I'm saying? They just focus on Scorpion descendant on this one. They threw a curveball from the original storyline. But all the time, Liu Kang was supposed to have been the original savior of Earth, who everybody like.
But look, they didn't even make it to the tournament. We haven't even
No, like, they all broke the rules.
Like, we haven't made it to the tournament yet.
The Elder Gods are gonna have some heavy pickings coming down on their asses. Like, for real.
Cause like, look, like, it's like we got. Like, as of the characters that are in the original game, Sub-Zero and Kano are dead.
Okay. Melina.
Reptile, the secret character.
He's only in the second game, wasn't
he?
He wasn't in the first.
He's only playable in the second, but under special conditions, you can have a fight against him in the first game. But he's pretty much just a green palette swap with a mix of Sub-Zero and Scorpion's moves in that game. He doesn't get the acid and stuff till the second game.
Right.
Cause the second game they made him his own character.
They left out a lot of the original characters and threw in a lot of Part 2 characters. With the girl with the wings, she didn't come into Part 3. Mortal Kombat 3 game.
No, she came even later. Natara from like MK Gold or Daily Alliance.
Okay, so
yeah,
Cabal is from what? From like 3, right?
The Cabal's from 3, but Natara's not. Natara is from the 3D era Mortal Kombat games, the PlayStation Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Games.
So I feel like you should have brought Baraka's in, given that Melina was of her blood, of his bloodline, so to speak.
Well, we don't have Katana in here either yet.
But they gave an Easter egg with her.
Yeah,
so she died already, maybe.
I don't know, but Baraka wasn't in the first game either. He was in the second game.
How did she die in the first game? She was Liu Kang's love interest.
In the first movie?
Yeah.
Cause
timelines, man, they confusing.
Okay. Baraka and Katana weren't in the first game, but they were in the first. Well, she was in the first movie. But yeah, Baraka was in this the second movie, but just for like a little while, which I felt was like a disservice to him because he's supposed to be like a general of like.
Yeah, he got his own race of people.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm fully satisfied. I waited for my boy here, and it was well worth the wait. And I'm glad he came through, and I'm glad we were able to give it to you. All right.
Alright, I gotta give it a 9.5 out of 10.
For what reason?
I just wish it was longer. I wish it was more.
I think, I want to agree with you, but I'm going to disagree on this note. And the only reason why, like I said, I'm going to agree with you, but I'm going to disagree with you because if they had it longer, it wouldn't have been as good. It wouldn't have been as good. You'd have been like they prolonged it too. Sometimes you have to end stuff at its peak.
No, good. Okay. The only thing I say I wish it was longer for is because I wish that we saw more of like what Scorpion is actually doing.
He ain't doing shit now. Like, he's at rest because of what his answers.
Scorpion's never at rest. That's his thing. Otherwise, he would have been at rest a long time ago in the game.
But I told you he was gonna do the thing with the skeleton. I did. I told. I enjoyed it. I loved it.
What do you think of? Okay, so we've talked about Jax.
Okay.
We talked about Scorpion. How do you feel they did with Sub-Zero?
He was a badass.
Like
he was everything Sub-Zero was supposed to be. If you like Sub-Zero for being a villain, you loved it. You got all your jollies off. If you hated Sub-Zero for being a villain, you got all your jollies off because he catered to both sides of the table.
It's like I like Scorpion as much as the next person, but like
I love Scorpion.
I feel like Sub-Zero always got like the shit side of the stick.
Well, you got that because you think about it, man. You got an age gap between us, and when I said earlier while I was watching the movie, people always used to love Sub-Zero. And when the game first came out, people used to love Sub-Zero and hate on Scorpion. Later, people started rooting for Scorpion and hated Sub-Zero. I think when they came out with that game, what is part 3? When it came out, you had the two versions of Sub-Zero, the human version with the mask off and the one with the mask on.
Yeah,
that's when it started getting a disconnect. I feel like again they held true to Liu Kang's character though, going back to that. Because again, he's always supposed to be in the other movies, in the games, in the bio of the games. He's always supposed to be Earth's main savior, his secret weapon, his trump card. Yeah. But he always holding back. He's always holding back. Yeah. He'll get his ass beat to shit until the last moon when everybody else get killed, and then he'll step up. But it's too late. It's too late.
The thing is, yes, he's a warrior, but at the same time, he's a monk. And as a monk,
I feel
it's hard.
It's hard to break out of those. What you've been trying.
Think of Aang in Avatar.
True. True. He had to be forced.
Now, Kunal, even though Kunal has the same training, Kunal always talks the most shit.
He's the most arrogant and get his ass thrashed the fastest.
Yes, it's like...
So he should take on Liu Kang role.
It's like Kunal in every game that he appears in that they actually give him a story. He's always talking shit, and it's like usually pretty quickly karma hits him.
See, Raiden? Earthrealm is free. Kung Lao, no!
In the face.
It's like he's dead in like the old games, even though they put him in. Mm-hmm. He's like he dies off screen or whatever. In Deadly Alliance games, he's been resurrected. I can't remember how, but it's like canonically he loses to I can't remember which villain. Then it's like you get the reboot era of Mortal Kombat. He's talking a whole bunch of shit, saying he's gonna like whoop Shao Kahn's ass, and Shao Kahn just like got his neck.
I remember that. I mean, again, my boy, we did it. I waited on him. It was big for him. It was big for me. But I'm glad I waited. Come here.
Got to watch for the subwoofer, the video,
the stream,
the big TV, the company.
That's everything. The company, the whiskey. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we good. We good.
But like that's all for this discussion, folks.
Love. Peace.